Hello and welcome back to Math Class with Mr. Kura. Today we have a quick little review lesson. This is something we worked on a lot in 7th grade, but it's going to be converting fractions into decimals. So first of all, a fraction is, we can think of it as a part divided by a whole. It's important to know that of fractions. It's a part divided by a whole. And that tells us that it's a fraction, tells us it's division. And it would be the numerator divided by the denominator is how we would say it. All fractions can be turned into decimals. So that's true for every fraction can be turned into a decimal. And the way we do that, long division. When we're doing long division, the bottom number, or the denominator, goes on the outside. Goes on the outside. So we'll do some examples of what that means here in a minute. All fractions will end as a decimal or be a repeating decimal. So here's some examples like this. All right, so let's set up our long division. The bottom or denominator goes on the outside. All right, so to do long division, I'm not really teaching long division today, it's just a quick review. So I'm not going to go super in depth on that. But first we say 9. How many times does 9 go into 7? It doesn't go into 7. If you want to put a 0 there, you can. So now we say how many times does 9 go into 76? Well, 9 times 8 is 72. That leaves us 4 left over. Now, you know, when you very first started dividing, you would have said remainder 4, 8, remainder 4. But now we're going to keep going. The way you do that is you turn this into a decimal, 76 into a decimal by, let's just put 3 decimal places. That will be enough for what we're doing. When I put a decimal there, my decimal goes straight up there. And now I can bring down to 0. 9 goes into 40 4 times, 36. 9 goes into 40 4 times, 36. You kind of noticing a pattern of what might happen here? This is going to be a repeating decimal, and this would be equal to 8.4 repeating. I only need to put 1 for 8.4 repeating. Okay, let's do another one. This one will be a decimal that actually ends. So that's a good example. 8 goes on the outside, 3 on the inside. Let's put our 3 decimal places. Put the decimal straight up. 8 doesn't go into 3, so I'm going to put a 0 there. Now I can just say how many times 8 go into 30. Forget about the decimal down here. Think about 30. 8 goes into 30. Let's see, 3 times is 24. Subtract 6. Bring down to 0. 8 goes into 60. Well, I know 8 times 8 is 64. So times 7, 56 minus 4. 8 goes into 40 5 times. So if you ever get that 0 down here, that's how you know you're done. And this would be what we call a terminating decimal because it ends. We finished, it ended. It's just equal to 0.375 or 375 thousandths. All right, we'll do one last one. So we're dividing. Which number goes on the outside? Yeah, the denominator goes on the outside. 11 doesn't go into 6, so I'm going to put a 0 there. My decimal goes straight up. 11 goes into 65 times. That's 55. 11 goes into 50 4 times. 11 goes into 60 5 times. Now you might, hopefully you notice at this point, this would be repeating also. This one's two different numbers that are repeating, but this would be equal to 0.54. So this would go on forever. I'd get 60, 55, 50, 44, 60, 55, 50, 44, and it'd be 54, 54, 54, or we can write it like this. All right, thanks again for joining Math Class with Mr. Kura, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.